So my Instagram profile could be pretty confusing right now. You got this symbol, but then you also have this as my profile picture. I can see how that looks a little contradictory, but that's me, and I'm just being honest about it. I am a Christian. I love Jesus. I worship God. I read the Bible. I try my best to follow it. I try my best to love people. I try my best to emulate Christ. But this photo just represents me in so many different ways and on such a deep level. Let me explain. On so many levels that I didn't even realize, my identity, who I think I am, where I think my value comes from, has been based around money. I think other people could see that pretty easily. I could see it as well, and I never shied away from that, but I never really realized it like I do now, I guess. For me, that wasn't the ultimate goal, and I think a lot of people thought it was. Money's just a means to an end for what I really wanted to do. But what God has shown me, and I don't even want to say I realized it, because I didn't realize it until God showed me. What God showed me was that I spent all of my time chasing money. And what you spend your time doing shows you what you value. And what you value shows you what your identity is based in. And therefore, that tells me that since I spent all of my time, pretty much for the majority of my days, for many years, chasing money. I had good intentions, I still do. I just want to get a bunch of money and help people with it. That's it. But in the meantime, I was just chasing money. In the meantime, I was putting my value to other people in money, and my value to myself in money. The reason is because I always saw this vision in my head of myself like that. Not like this. So let me just give you like a short little background about me, just so you understand how this photo represents me so well. Well, it used to. I don't know, ever since I was a kid, I just felt like I liked the nicer things in life, you know? It's not all about that, but like, I just have always felt like that's me. I don't know, like, if you give me two options, there's no price tag, I'm picking the more expensive one just because I have a close attention to detail. I'm observant. I like how things feel and how things coordinate. I really pay attention to those things. Aesthetics, I guess you could say. You know, I always had an imagination that I felt like other people didn't have. I always had standards that I felt like other people didn't have, most people. And I just, made me feel like different, I guess. But I just always felt like that was right. I don't know, it felt like it was me. It always just felt like money was the solution. Money was the solution to achieve who I wanted to be. I just felt like there was, from A to B, this is the solution. That makes sense. So in order to be who I want to be, in order to do what I want to do, in order to have the ability to be this person in the physical world, I need money. So money was the goal. So people probably looked at me and thought, okay, he just wants a bunch of money, he just wants to be rich, blah, 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 blah. Yes, but not just for that, it's for another reason, to like to embody the version of myself that I saw in my head, to embody the version of myself that had the ability to do the things that I wanted to do in the world, to help other people, to produce and create the visions that I saw in my head and put it where people can see it with their eyes, okay? That's really all I was trying to do. And I still am. But basically, I thought the money, and of course, like everyone falls into this trap. Money is your security, right? Like everyone kind of falls into that trap. I mean, not everybody, but like most people a lot of people fall into that trap that money is your real security. Money pays your bills. Money feeds your family, feeds you. Money, gets you where everything you need comes down to money in this world. And so it's really easy, as was for me too, with what I had an affinity for, who I felt like I was, what I felt like I wanted to do, what the world is telling me. I need money, bottom line. And so I just sacrificed everything else to go get the money, to be able to branch back out. I cut everything off and just like, obviously I still had friends and stuff like that, and I still had a social life, blah, 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 but like my whole world was just grind and get the money, bro. And it's sacrifice now so you don't gotta sacrifice later. Suffer now so you don't have to suffer later, right? That was the mindset. It made sense. But lately, God has been doing so much in my life. back to this photo is like, you know, if I got the Christian cross in my bio, but my photo is a dude giving you the middle finger with a bed full of money, it looks confusing. Like, who is this guy? Like, what's he about really? You don't really know. But I kind of like being that guy that just throws you for a loop, because that's real life. That's a real human being. That's really me. You know what I mean? Like, that's really me. I love God, I love Jesus, but also I unknowingly found my value and identity in money more than Christ in financial area, right? This is why I chose that photo to put as my profile picture. Last year, I came home from Bali. I was living in Bali, Indonesia for a while, and I came home back to the States. And this weird thing happened with my family. After being on the other side of the world, right? It's like nobody cared that I came back. Nobody missed me that I was gone, apparently. And that was just weird, because it's like, you guys have known me my whole entire life, and you don't care that I'm around you? Like, I'm your blood family. That's just so strange to me. And then in comparison to that, I had like a couple friends in Bali, in the Middle East, in Europe, even in America, just in other states, who would text me, who would call me, you know, periodically, and they would check on me, and they would ask me how I'm doing, and they would tell me, they would affirm me, they would lift me up, they would encourage me, they would care about what I'm going through, they would ask me what I'm going through, right? And they're not even seeing me face to face. But when my family saw me face to face for Thanksgiving, after being gone on the other side of the world, they didn't even ask me what was going on in my life. They didn't even ask me how I was. They didn't even like make conversation with me. They barely looked at me, but they were talking to other people in the family. And I just was like, what the f? Like, I'm in front of them, in the presence of them after being gone for so long, and like, they don't even ask me no questions. They didn't even really remember where I was. They guess they just don't care. But I got other people that I've known for like a year, at most, like 6 months, some of them. But even they would like check on me and like ask me, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? How are you? But yet my aunt, but yet my cousins, but yet like my brother, my sister, like my dad, like y'all don't even like text me at all or call me, and then I see you in person and you don't even talk to me, bro. Bro, that just threw me for a loop. That threw me for a loop, bro. And honestly, I went into a little bit of a dark place because of it, because it wasn't just that. That was kind of like the last straw. You know, last year, my girl left me. My business was kind of like tanking a little bit, you know. Other people would come into my life and go right back out of my life. And then I come back here and my family treats me like that. And it just hit me a different way. So the funny thing is that I don't know why it hit me like this time, because this has been my whole life. This has been our relationships forever. So I don't know why, but it's like, I think it took me going so far away for so long and coming back to really realize, like, y'all don't care about me. Like, no matter where I'm at, I could be 10 minutes from you, I could be 100,000 miles away. You don't care. And I'm here in front of you, and if you did care, you'd wonder how I'm doing. Like, that's just what people do if you care about them. And I was just angry. I was mad. I was mad because they didn't care. You can say whatever you want with your words, but if you don't care, it shows. Your actions show. If you don't care, you don't love me. I don't care what you say with your mouth. If I ask them, do you love me? They'd be like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I love you. Why would I believe that? Why would I believe that? Why would I believe that? I have no evidence for that. Honestly, I've struggled with anger a lot in my life because of this exact thing. My own family doesn't love me, basically. And that kind of messes you up a little bit. So basically what happened was I just was like, F you guys then. Like, I don't fucking love you either. And I'll just put this profile picture up because it just symbolized, you know, along with the other parts of me that I tried to explain earlier, is like, all right, I don't need you then. Sorry, excuse my language. I should stop cursing, but I'm not perfect, so whatever. It's like, I don't need you guys. I don't need you guys then. I'm just gonna get this money and it's you. Like all you people that came into my life and just left me. I'm gonna go get this money. I'm gonna become the best version of myself. I'm gonna be valuable. I don't care. I don't need your approval. I don't need your love. You know what I mean? So it's really, that's where that photo started. That's where that photo originated, okay? It didn't stop there though. I didn't want to make this video. To be honest, I didn't want to make this video. I just thought I should. This is so uncomfortable for me. This is so out of my comfort zone. This is like, who cares? I think like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like nobody cares about you, bro. Like your own family pretty much shows you that. It's like so weird because the people who are closest to me are the most absent. Then there's these just random people I've met through life that care for me and show me that, whether it's often or not. It's like when we do interact, they care a lot more than my own blood. That doesn't make sense to me. But what God has shown me through this, and this kind of goes into how this picture has evolved, is that, look, Lawrence, everyone who's not in your life, I remove them. Everyone who is in your life, I place them. You can't choose who you meet when you walk outside your door. You can't choose who you meet when you like go out in the world and just do whatever you're doing. You don't know who you're gonna run into. You don't know who's gonna pop into your life at any time, good or bad. We can't even choose who comments on these posts we make. How much control do we really have about the people that are in our lives? We don't have control over other people's decisions. And so what God has shown me, like, I'm in control here. Like, I have brought these people. And Jesus' own family rejected him too. Jesus' own neighbors, family, friends rejected him. And so in a way, it's kind of like an honor to share in the sufferings of Jesus, but this sucks, bro. Like, I want my family to love me. I want my family to care about me. And I just named a few of them. There's more. Like, I don't have relationships with anyone in my family besides my grandmother. I just reconnected with my brother. We'll see if that keeps up. But like, I don't talk to nobody. They don't talk to me. And it's been like that the majority of my life. So it's like, I kind of got just fed up. And I think it hit different after losing a few key things and people in my life, all kind of within the same, 6 months. And then the family just the interactions face to face just hit me differently. And especially the situation of being gone and coming back, it just hit me differently. And I realized, like, I want relationships with my family, Oh my God, man. What the Whatever. How do you make somebody care for you? How do you make somebody care? Like, you can't. And so what else am I gonna do? I'm just gonna mind my business then. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna mind my business and I'm just gonna go get some damn money. Like, at least that'll make me happy. At least I'll be able to live like a fulfilling life within my life, I hoped. And so I just locked in on that. But then I really realized that, like, honestly, God showed me, man, you might be able to, get this money. You might be able to really run it up. You might be able to achieve this vision in your head, even of who, get this amount of money and be able to do these things, right? All these things you want to do. And you're the version of yourself. But like, if you have no one around you, and you have a bunch of money, we all know money, it just magnifies what is already there. So if I'm already feeling alone, I guess, or unloved, or uncared for, unimportant, if I got a bunch of money, it would just make it worse. And God pretty much showed me, like, you'd end up just rich and lonely, which would be even worse than it is now. Because what do you get all that money for? You know, like, it's to share it with people. It's to share experiences. And I could find other people to share it with. And that's what I really wanted to do, is I wanted to get a bunch of money to give. The biggest thing in my heart is I want to give opportunities to people that don't have opportunities. That's like the biggest desire of my heart, is to give provision and opportunity to people in the world that would just never get these things. They would never get, like, it would be very rare to get these opportunities and chances and just blessings. You know what I mean? Like, and I want to do this on such a massive scale. So that's why I've just been trying to get all this money, bro. So I can be that person that does that for people. That's all I want. And I just want to be able to produce. I'm a creative, and I just want to produce the things that I see in my head and just show you guys that that's it. That's all I want to do with my life. But I think I just got caught up. Man. And God showed me like a vision of a version of myself that got the money with no one around them, just alone. And I just didn't like that. That didn't seem good to me. So I really realized how worthless this money is. Yeah, I still want it. Yeah, I still want to help people. Maybe that's not the solution that I thought it was. Maybe it's not the solution that I've been thinking it is for like the past decade and a half or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my true value. This money is not my true identity. This money doesn't make me anybody. I'm already that person. And so now this picture has evolved from you, I'm gonna get this money, to like, man, this money. You know what I mean? Like, the money. The money, bro. And then what am I left with now? If people that I value, people that I love, people that I want to love me, they don't care. They leave. They walk away. They were never there in the first place. They never showed any care. And this money isn't either. So what is left? And really, I'm just left with God, bro. That's it. Like, but that's where my value comes from. That's where my identity is based in. That's where I'm supposed to be. That's the right place. That's where I really come from, and that's who's really given me significance. That's who's really given me value. God says in his word, bro, that like, I'm valuable because I exist. I'm valuable because I'm breathing. I'm valuable because I'm made in his image. So I just wanted to explain like where I'm at with that photo. So I hope that makes more sense. Like, man, this money. I still want to get some money. We need money in the world, but like, you know, I want to help people, and I want to create, and I want to produce the visions that I see in my head, and I want to inspire, and I want to encourage, and I want to educate and teach, and I want to be there for people, and I want to spread the love. I couldn't do it though, because I needed love and I wasn't getting it. There was a few key people in my life that God placed there that really helped me. Really helped me. If I didn't have a few key people, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sure God would have worked it out with me still, which he's gonna do that. You know, like, I was just fully relying on him too. So I'm making this video. I don't even know if people care. I doubt many people care anyways, but at least it's there. If anybody was wondering, that explains it.